man of routine. Loved him some Jeopardy, this and that. And then in the Raising Kanan,
He's watching Jeopardy.
he's watching Jeopardy. Sitting on the couch watching Jeopardy, like, just fucking hell.
So already
That's his
stringing
shit,
it all
yeah.
together.
Oh shit, I didn't even peep that. That's fine.
Yeah,
The
man.
character development is excellent. in
Cinema.
Kanan.
Some kind
You
of
don't be watching cinema, man.
Cinema. Cinema.
You don't be watching cinema.
He watch films.
You probably got to laugh at this one, Reg. Enes Kanter and Royce White declaring themselves for the WNBA draft.
Brilliant.
Why is that
Brilliant.
brilliant? Why is that brilliant?
Brilliant.
Why?
So, I think the thing is, a lot of social media now and a lot of just like society in general is like more posturing and like shit like that. So people say shit until it's actually time to like pull the trigger and like engage in what you're talking about. So if you believe in this, let's see how far you're willing to go with it. Them suing to basically be able to be in the
They haven't
NBA
sued
draft.
anybody.
No, they said if they're not able to go in, they're going to sue.
They just won't get drafted.
No, they declared themselves for the draft. If
Yeah.
they don't get drafted, because they technically do qualify.
Yeah, you can declare for the NFL draft right now if you want
No,
to.
I'm saying, but they technically do qualify. So you're going to have to stipulate or explain why they weren't picked up.
No, you
Because
don't.
I'm telling you, that's because the WNBA right now is because of this. They're like setting up meetings for like different rules in regards to this because there are transgender players playing in other leagues.
Yes.
And that's the danger for the WNBA, especially where they're at now with increased popularity, is basically this could away their whole like legitimacy.
I think
that was,
Women.
what was that used for?
I'm just saying, it fucks up the
I think this is a
legitimacy.
non-issue. I think they just trying to get attention. It's a terrible way
Yes.
to do it. This story will be over in a week. First of all, there's no transgender athletes in the WNBA. I think in society, there's only like 1% of society, right? So I think it's certain sects of a political party really trying to, I guess, draw attention and make a conversation out of a non-conversation, really. They won't get drafted, and that'll be the end of that. You get to choose who you draft, and so there's no reason for them to sue. They don't really have any legal grounds. They could just say, we didn't want to draft them.
No, I
really
disagree.
No, they can. Why can't they say that? They can easily.
But then you have to
everybody would have a
justify that in
Yeah.
court, though.
You don't.
have
No,
to
you don't.
prove-
No, you don't.
It's a draft.
You do
definitely
not.
do.
You do not have
Every
to
year,
justify that.
people don't get drafted. None of them is.
I
ever sued them
understand, but
Yeah.
then are those people transgender?
It didn't matter. They
Yeah,
don't
that's
have
what
to
I'm
say.
saying.
Hold up, Reg. Their response to them is, you didn't get drafted not because of your status or gender, because we don't think you're good enough.
And you
They're
know,
former NBA players.
so what does that mean?
So what?
They're
former.
not good enough.
Former. Yeah.
Now,
They're not good enough to play in the.
That's what
So
they're
now-
gonna tell them.
that's
Yeah.
that's exactly what they're gonna.
That's
tell
what
them.
they're gonna tell them.
And then it's unbelievable.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
Because
okay.
what about all of them D1 players and all of them?
It's a lot of guys who don't get drafted.
They're not
All-star
D1
high
players.
school
They're former
players.
And then-
NBA players.
And then hold on, and they're 30-something, mid-30 NBA players, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're just gonna draft them like, oh, we want to draft somebody younger.
It's real simple.
And-
you just don't.
and-
You didn't fit what
have
we were
to-
doing on our team at the moment.
Okay, so
Now, are you asking
There's-
logically would they dominate the WNBA? Is that what you're asking?
obviously,
Yes.
hey, that's obvious to anybody.
Right?
So now, if it's obvious to you, then they have a case. You can't say they can't sue. You can say
can
say
sue
they
for
don't.
anything.
You can sue for any whatever you want.
They have
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
unwinnable case.
Yeah.
What they have.
I don't think it's unwinnable.
Oh
Every-
yeah.
then
Yeah,
every
because
black-
the
every black person that
unfortunate
don't
thing
get
is
picked
you're
for a job
forcing
say is racist.
you're forcing the WNBA to basically formally engage in what its policy is in regards to these players.
They're not though. They
Yes,
just
they
not
are.
draft them.
No, they're holding meetings now. They're putting a policy together.
They're gonna put policy together,
Yes.
and it's going to say you can't biologically be a man, right? More than likely.
But
But
that's
before
what they're
then-
trying to do because the
And they'll
WNBA
get that.
at one point was basically like, oh no, we're kind of open to it, but
Yeah, they'll get that, and then they'll. That's why I said this will be over in a week.
that's what I'm saying. They're trying to, or they're engaging in like, okay, if you want to do this moral posturing, we're gonna force your hand, type of thing.
So you're with
and
this stuff.
you say it's a non-issue,
Yeah, it's
but
a non-issue.
it actually is an issue because even though these
Only to
people are,
Republicans.
even though, no, it's not. Even though
Only to Republicans.
it is a big issue in terms of voting. Number one, people lost election. I'm telling you, you can't say it's not an issue because people lose elections not over like economic policy. It's like social causes that lose elections.
What's happening is the Republicans are trying to find talking points to combat their really poor polling numbers and the economic issues and the issues of the war, and so they turn to trans. Right, they're turning to things that are non-issues.
Where's the Republicans in this? These are two former NBA players.
You just brought up politics about basically.
He brought up the politics.
Enes Kanter is known to be
to
speak towards right-wing Republican issues. He's been doing that for a long time. Yeah, he actually changed his name to Enes Kanter Freedom, by the way, and he also does a lot of Zionist conversation. But this is what he does. He's been talking about politics a lot. He went up. Part of the reason why he's not in the NBA because he was a decent player is because of a lot of his stances.
And he couldn't play for no fucking
I was
defense.
like, he play no defense.
Well, Luka can't.
What I'm
either,
saying,
so.
what I'm saying to
He
you
ain't Luka,
is
though.
this isn't a plot by the Republican Party. Even if he's like political leaning, that's not like, oh, the Republicans got together and said, hey, we're going to distract people from the midterms by getting
what
these
they do.
basketball players. I don't think that's what's happening.
Okay.
You're with this. Like, you think it's a cool thing that they're doing.
No, I think it's just a waste of time.
Okay.
Right. But I think in terms of engaging
wasting a lot of
the like social contagion that is like people doing like all of the posturing and the moral whatever and the political correctness, I get a kick out of it because I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, this will be over in a week.
Yeah.
And they won't get drafted.
I think that shit is corny.
I don't think they're actually trying to get drafted. I think they're forcing this company to say we don't support this. Did you see
I don't think it has anything to do with the company. I think it's both of
They
them.
want attention.
They both want attention.
Possibly.
They want attention.
I'm not going
Has
to
nothing
fight.
to
Royce
do with the
White put a
company.
wig on.
That was
Did
mad
his
fun.
best. Yeah, he just wanted
That was
attention.
dumb funny. Did you see the trans player in France?
No.
Yeah, average 27 and 20.
Fucking killing shit.
I mean, a man would do that in the WNBA.
Killing shit.
No, I don't even think that. I don't think all men would do that in the WNBA.
I don't think all men.
Professional players.
It's a high chance.
Is the trans person a professional player?
Yes.
Probably. In order to even make the team, they probably were. But I don't know that story well enough.
Yeah. I don't think all men just go and dominate in the
No.
WNBA. I think people say that and they
I
think that, but I think hold on a second.
I would get cooked.
Professional.
For sure, they could. I don't play.
We're talking about professional players, though.
Even a like G League players would dominate WNBA.
Yes, right? But I think like if you're talking about like the people like, oh, the high school team will go and win by 40. And
I don't believe that.
I don't think that.
I think it would be a very tough game for the WNBA though, just because of the physicality.
When you say high school team,
High school team, yes.
are you talking like the average high school team or are you talking the top? high
Sierra
school team?
Canyon,
No, they have 5 NBA draft picks on the team.
they probably win.
Yeah, I'm talking about the team when nobody on this team is going past D2 maybe at the highest.
Oh no, WNBA dogs them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a good team. Like we're not talking.
That is
about
a good team.
Anybody like.
That is a good team.
If a team could
But-
win the state, they probably give them a run for WNBA team for a run.
Yeah. But that's a good team. If you have a few players that went D2 and this and that, that's still a good
But
basketball team.
my thing is, and again, this is why these really are non-issues, because we should never be discussing men and women's sports or vice versa. So to even
I
have
think
the
that's the
conversation
point,
is
though.
a distraction.
But it happens. It happens though.
Not
It's happening.
like literally
Well, it's
1%
actually
or less.
It's actually not. It was becoming more frequent, and a lot of it got reversed. If you look into like all of the stuff that was happening, it was happening in swimming. It was happening in.
I'm saying by percentage, this is why I'm saying this is all distraction. First of all, trans people probably make up less than 5% of the population.
They definitely way less.
So
than
how
that.
many? Way less, probably like 2%. So how many of that 2% of the population are good enough to play sports? Probably 0.1% of that. And
But
so
it
it can't be
doesn't-
happening at this large number.
But it doesn't. So what we're talking about is in basketball, like there is that disparity we're talking about. But if we're talking about all sports in general, so if we're talking about swimming, if you're a decent male swimmer, like a shitty tennis player could possibly compete with Venus Williams. They've already engaged in that. If you're a decent male swimmer, you're probably out swimming like some of the best women.
And
If
again,
you're
and how many of
men
those-
going in lifting, shot put, like shit
and
like
how
that.
many of them are actually invading women's sports. It's such a small
happening.
number that
They're
we shouldn't even talk
reversing.
about it.
They're reversing a lot of those policies, but it was a thing for a second.
It's not.
But
It was.
You're being told that.
question
It's
is,
a talking.
what
point.
It's not. You can look it up.
What's the
what is the
percentage?
percentage though?
Of what?
That's what he asked him. What's
I'm
the
just saying, what's
percentage?
0.08%.
Thank you. We can move
That
on.
ain't shit.
in professional
Point
sports?
zero.
No, that's trends.
point.
No, trans people. I'm saying trans
0.08.
people in sports.
Okay, let's see.
It's got to be less than 0.08. I'm thinking, right?
No, but it's
1%
that number.
maybe?
That number is possibly different because if they're
1.2?
coming in, but how many people in the world compete on a professional level?
And all the more reason why I think the trans number is probably like
I
a
don't-
0.0.
I get the logic behind it.
Okay. Transgender athletes make up a tiny fraction of all competitors, estimated at less than 0.002%.
Thank you. We can move.
No, they make up that number. I'm saying how many of them were
It
competing.
has to be less than 0.002 because that's the only amount of trans professional athletes we have.
No, I mean to me, anything above 0% is OD. But what I'm saying is what?
We got a reg.
What did I say? I'm bugging.
I think it's such a small percentage that it doesn't really matter. It's not affecting. our
I
everyday
think it
lives.
matters. I think it does.
Have you ever seen a trans athlete?
Yeah.
Where?
Not in person.
Boom. That's what I meant.
No, I'm saying on television. Where am I going? I'm not watching
That is
athletes.
the problem.
I'm not watching athletes in person.
And we all do. I don't think any of us have actually seen trans athletes.
No, but
Never.
what I'm saying is there was that dude that won all the awards. It was a swimmer who's competing professionally.
Okay. You don't know him. You don't know his name. You don't know what.
I think it was something Thomas.
If you gotta do all
Out of
that,
all the athletes that ever
Wait,
exist in the world,
no,
that's
what I'm
you got.
saying is it began to be an issue. Now,
0.002.
unfortunately, Donald Trump became president. But a lot of those
that's
issues.
really the issue.
Hold on, Donald Trump became president.
It's the issue.
A lot of those policies started to become reversed.
It's only because he needs us to be distracted.
No, I'm saying he already won the election
So-
when he started reversing a lot of these policies.
I just say something,
Go ahead.
and I don't have anything to back this up. But you think people are becoming trans and like, yo, the first thing I want to go do, I want to go play basketball. I wanna go hoop.
No.
Like,
I don't
nigga,
think.
what?
And to the credit of
That's
trans
not what
people,
they
'cause I
thinking
don't have
about.
nothing against trans people. I think a lot of these people are just taking advantage of a loophole in the system. A lot of I don't think
You
are
keep
even
saying a lot
actually,
is part of the problem.
Niggas don't love basketball that much.
There's nobody doing it.
I disagree with that.
0.002.
Then that's somebody.
Yeah. Are there more people struggling in the economy or fighting against transports right now?
I mean, the economy is way bigger than that, obviously.
Exactly. And we're talking about that, though, because they would much rather us talk
But
about
who's talking about that?
trans.
Like Democrats aren't even talking about
Republicans. That's exactly what I'm saying. Republicans are like trans, and Donald Trump literally enacts policy
that. No, the
for 0.2%.
the Republicans are also talking about economic policies.
They
They're
don't
just
want to.
terrible. They're just terrible policies.
Right, and so they want to rather talk about trans.
But I mean, what are the Democrats talking about?
You got to tell me. You
Nothing.
to the
They're all
Republicans.
not talking about anything.
I wouldn't.
The Democrats,
What you thought? Tell me what you thought. What you thinking? What you thought? What you thought? Huh?